Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something about the people in your life. We all know the phrase, keep your friends close and your enemies closer, but let me ask you this. What if some of the people closest to you aren't really friends at all? What if some of those you've called friends have been quietly undermining you, sabotaging your growth, and standing in the way of your success? It's hard to accept, but the truth is, some friends are enemies. Now, don't turn away, don't dismiss me just yet. This is important because this realization can be a game changer. Your life, your progress, your future might just depend on you recognizing who's really in your corner. You see, we often fail to acknowledge that not everyone who smiles in our face, who claims to be there for us, is truly rooting for us. And that's why I'm asking you to stay tuned through the whole speech, because by the end, you'll have the clarity you need to make decisions about who really deserves a place in your life. In this world, there's no shortage of people who will say they're your friend. But let me tell you something, friendship is not about the words people speak, it's about their actions. Friendship is about support, loyalty, trust, and respect. A real friend doesn't just show up when it's convenient, they show up when it's hard. But here's the kicker sometimes, we let people in our lives who wear the mask of a friend, but underneath they're more like enemies in disguise. How do you recognize these so-called friends who are really enemies? Well, let me break it down for you. An enemy disguised as a friend is someone who is constantly trying to tear you down, even in subtle ways. They don't want you to succeed because your success makes them uncomfortable. They may not say it out loud, but their actions speak volumes. Maybe it's the constant undermining of your achievements. Maybe it's the way they only support you when there's something in it for them. Or maybe it's the jealousy that creeps into their comments about your progress. These friends are not there to see you grow. They're there because your energy feeds them. They thrive on your misfortune, your struggle, your confusion. If you've ever felt drained after spending time with someone, if you've ever felt like they just sucked the life out of you, it's because you've been in the presence of someone who isn't really your friend. Toxic friendships like these can affect more than just your feelings. They can impact your life in ways you never imagined. When you allow negativity and hidden enemies into your circle, they start to eat away at your self-confidence. They make you question your decisions, your worth, and your path. They can even cause you to self-sabotage. This isn't just about hurt feelings, it's about your life's direction. A person who secretly wishes for your downfall can steer you off course without you even realizing it. So what do you do when you realize someone in your circle is more enemy than friend? First of all, it's time to set boundaries. You don't have to cut everyone off immediately, but you do need to protect your peace. Guard your energy like it's a treasure, because it is. You don't have to let everyone into your inner world. Protect what you're building in your life, your dreams, your goals, and your happiness. When someone is consistently bringing negativity into your life, it's time to ask yourself whether that person truly belongs there. Letting go of toxic relationships is one of the hardest things to do. It's painful because we've invested time and energy into these people. We may have shared memories, and we may feel guilty for walking away. But the truth is, the moment you let go of the people who drag you down, you open the door for real, true friendships to come in. You make space for people who will encourage you, who will support your dreams, who will celebrate your victories, and who will hold you up when you fall. These are the people who will help you become the best version of yourself. It's about recognizing the power in your circle. It's about recognizing that not everyone who calls themselves your friend has your best interests at heart. Your time, your energy, and your future are too precious to waste on people who are just using you for their own selfish purposes. So it's time to look around and make sure that the people who are closest to you are really there to lift you up, not tear you down. Remember, some friends are enemies, and once you see them for who they truly are, you've got to be strong enough to walk away. It's not about being heartless, it's about being wise. And in the end, those real friends, the ones who genuinely love you and want to see you thrive, will show up. They will be there to walk this journey with you, and they will help you build the life you deserve. So keep your eyes open, protect your peace, and choose your friends wisely. Your future depends on it. Friendship is one of the most valuable relationships we can have, but it's essential to truly understand what it means to be a friend. In its purest form, friendship is about loyalty, support, trust, and mutual respect. A true friend doesn't just stand by your side in the good times, but shows up when things are tough. They celebrate your wins and help you through your losses. True friendship is built on a foundation of understanding, compassion, and honesty. But too often we confuse the label of friend with someone who is merely an acquaintance or someone who is there for their own gain. It's easy to get caught up in the idea that everyone you consider a friend is there for you in the same way you're there for them. But the reality is, not everyone who calls themselves a friend has your best interests at heart. Some people may enter your life under the guise of friendship, but in reality, they're there because they see something they want or need from you. These people often wear a mask of kindness and support, but their actions reveal a different story. The first step in recognizing the difference between a true friend and someone who is not is understanding the core values of what friendship is supposed to be. Friendship is not about competition. A true friend doesn't feel threatened by your success or happiness, they encourage it. They don't try to outdo you or bring you down to make themselves feel better. Instead, they stand by your side and cheer you on. A real friend isn't there to take advantage of your kindness or your resources. They are there to give just as much as they take. True friends are those who respect your boundaries, lift you up when you're down, and are willing to speak the truth, even when it's uncomfortable. A real friend will tell you when you're wrong, but they will do it with love and respect, never to tear you down. They want to see you grow and they want to see you succeed, but they also know that growth sometimes means challenging you to become better. Friendship is about mutual respect, support, and understanding. It's about being there through the highs and the lows without expecting anything in return. Recognizing the difference between a true friend and someone who is just occupying the label can be tough because we often don't want to believe that someone we trust could be harmful. But understanding the true essence of friendship allows us to separate those who are genuinely there for us from those who are not. It's essential to know that not everyone who walks into your life with a smile and an open hand is there to help you grow. Some are only interested in their own needs, and it's up to you to recognize these differences and take action. In the end, true friends are rare, but they are worth the effort it takes to find and nurture them. Real friendships are built on authenticity and trust, not convenience or personal gain. Understanding what friendship truly means is the first step in protecting your heart and building lasting, meaningful relationships. Recognizing the signs of a hidden enemy in your circle can be one of the most difficult things to do, especially when that enemy wears the face of a friend. At first glance, they may seem harmless or even well-meaning, but as time goes on, their true intentions start to reveal themselves. The challenge is knowing what to look for, especially since enemies often disguise themselves as supportive friends. Their actions may not always be obvious, but if you take a closer look, the signs of their true nature will begin to surface. One of the clearest signs is when someone constantly undermines your achievements. A supposed friend may make passive-aggressive comments about your success, downplaying your accomplishments or dismissing your hard work. Instead of celebrating your victories with you, they may act as if your success is undeserved or insignificant. This behavior often comes disguised as humility, but it's more about jealousy and insecurity than genuine concern. Another red flag is when someone makes you feel small or inferior. These individuals may constantly put you down, whether it's through subtle jabs or more overt insults. The difference between playful teasing and hurtful criticism is significant, and a true friend knows where the line is drawn. If you feel like you're walking on eggshells around someone, or that you can't express your true self without fear of judgment or ridicule, it's a sign that this person is not genuinely supportive. A hidden enemy might also isolate you from others or create situations where you feel like you have to choose between them and the people who truly care about you. This tactic is meant to create dependency, making you feel as though you can't thrive without them. It can also be a way to control your social life and prevent you from forming stronger connections with people who might bring more positivity and support into your life. A truly dangerous sign of a hidden enemy is when their behavior actively harms your reputation or sabotages your efforts. A friend who is supposed to have your back shouldn't be spreading rumors or speaking ill of you behind your back. If you find out that someone you trust has been gossiping about you or subtly working against your interests, it's a clear indication that they are not a true friend. They may act as though they are helping or offering advice, but in reality, they are trying to sabotage your efforts or manipulate situations to their advantage. One of the most painful aspects of recognizing a hidden enemy is when they use your vulnerabilities against you. A true friend will understand your weaknesses and offer support, not weaponize them. If someone knows your deepest fears, struggles, or insecurities and uses them to make you feel bad about yourself or manipulate your actions, they are not your friend. They are an enemy in disguise, preying on your emotional state for their own gain. These behaviors might seem small or insignificant at first, but over time, they accumulate, eroding your confidence, your peace of mind, and your self-worth. A true friend, on the other hand, will uplift you, stand by your side, and help you become the best version of yourself. They won't make you feel small, they won't compete with you, and they certainly won't sabotage your success. Recognizing the signs of a hidden enemy is the first step in protecting yourself from toxic relationships. The more aware you become of these behaviors, the easier it will be to distance yourself from people who do not have your best interests at heart. Toxic friendships are among the most damaging types of relationships you can experience, yet they often go unnoticed because they're disguised as genuine bonds. The impact of these friendships is far-reaching, affecting not only your emotional and mental well-being, but also your physical health and your ability to move forward in life. The weight of a toxic friendship can manifest in various ways, including constant stress, feelings of inadequacy, and a sense of isolation. If you're constantly second-guessing yourself around someone, or if their presence brings more tension than comfort, that's a clear sign that the relationship is negatively affecting you. One of the most insidious effects of toxic friendships is the way they drain your energy. Instead of feeling uplifted, motivated, or inspired, you find yourself feeling tired, anxious, and emotionally drained after spending time with them. You might feel exhausted by the constant drama, negativity, or even the passive-aggressive remarks that seem to fly under the radar. Over time, this emotional depletion can leave you feeling disconnected from your sense of self, like you're giving more than you're receiving, and you begin to lose sight of your personal goals and aspirations. This lack of balance in the relationship leads to frustration, and you may find yourself becoming resentful, which only adds more negativity to the equation. Mentally, the toll can be just as profound. When you're in a toxic friendship, it can feel like you're constantly walking on eggshells. You're afraid to speak your mind, to be vulnerable, or even to be yourself because you're unsure how the other person will react. The fear of judgment or criticism can lead you to doubt your own worth, your decisions, and your ability to trust others. The constant questioning of your actions and the need to constantly defend yourself can erode your confidence over time. Instead of feeling safe and secure in your thoughts and emotions, you're left feeling uncertain and uneasy. This mental strain is often overlooked, but it has a profound impact on your self-esteem and overall outlook on life. Additionally, toxic friendships can interfere with your ability to form healthy relationships with others. When you invest so much time and energy into a friend who continually brings you down, it can create an emotional barrier that prevents you from truly connecting with others. You may find yourself guarded, hesitant to open up, or simply too worn out to engage fully with other people. This isolation can exacerbate feelings of loneliness and create a vicious cycle where the toxic friendship continues to limit your growth and potential, both socially and emotionally. Physically, stress from toxic friendships can manifest in real health problems. Stress is a known contributor to various physical ailments, including headaches, digestive issues, and even heart problems. The strain caused by negative relationships can trigger these issues and contribute to a general sense of physical unwellness. When you are constantly dealing with tension, negativity, and emotional turmoil, your body reacts in kind, often leading to long-term health consequences. The key to breaking free from the damage caused by toxic friendships is recognizing the impact they have on you and taking proactive steps to protect yourself. It's crucial to understand that toxic relationships are not something you should accept just because you've invested time or emotional energy into them. You deserve friendships that nurture your growth, that lift you up, and that support your journey. A true friend doesn't hold you back, they help you rise. They don't make you question yourself, but encourage you to believe in your worth. It's important to remember that, as hard as it might be to walk away from someone you've called a friend, letting go of toxicity is necessary for your personal growth and well-being. Freeing yourself from these damaging relationships opens the door to more positive, fulfilling connections that can propel you forward instead of holding you back. It's easy to overlook the fact that people who are harmful to us often have a way of making us feel guilty for wanting to distance ourselves from them. The manipulation of guilt is one of the most common tactics used by those who do not have your best interests at heart. They may twist your actions, words, or intentions to make you feel responsible for their negative behavior or for their inability to contribute positively to the relationship. In these cases, they often paint themselves as the victim, making you feel as though you're in the wrong for wanting to protect yourself from their toxicity. The power of guilt in these situations is not something to be underestimated, and it's one of the key ways that toxic individuals keep you in their orbit. One of the most dangerous aspects of guilt manipulation is how it plays on your sense of responsibility and empathy. As human beings, we are naturally wired to care about the well-being of others. And when someone we care about tries to make us feel guilty, it can trigger a deep emotional response. We might start questioning ourselves, wondering if we're being too harsh or if we're abandoning someone who really needs us. The guilt begins to cloud our judgment, leading us to believe that we owe the person our time, energy, and support, even when they're not treating us well in return. This creates a cycle where you end up compromising your own well-being for the sake of someone else's comfort, even though they are the ones who are not acting in your best interest. Over time, this manipulation can erode your self-esteem and lead to an unhealthy dynamic where you feel like you can never do enough. No matter how much you give, or how much you try to please them, it never feels like enough because their needs are never truly met. This cycle of guilt and overcompensation leaves you emotionally drained and mentally exhausted. You're caught in the trap of trying to appease someone who is not reciprocating your efforts. Instead of finding peace or fulfillment, you find yourself constantly giving while your own needs are left unmet. The guilt continues to build as the person plays on your sense of duty, leaving you unable to break free from the toxic relationship. It's important to recognize that no one should have the power to make you feel guilty for setting boundaries. True friendship involves respect, and part of that respect is understanding when someone needs space or is not able to give more. A friend who genuinely cares about you will understand if you need to step away to take care of yourself. They won't try to manipulate your emotions to get their own way. A healthy relationship is one where both individuals contribute positively and where boundaries are respected without guilt trips or emotional blackmail. Recognizing and resisting guilt manipulation can be incredibly empowering. It allows you to regain control over your life and stop giving power to people who seek to drain your energy. You are not responsible for someone else's happiness or emotional state, especially when they're not treating you with the respect and consideration you deserve. Guilt should never be a tool for someone to maintain a toxic relationship. The moment you realize that you're free to reclaim your peace and focus on the people who truly care about you and support your growth. Setting boundaries is not selfish, it's necessary for your emotional health and wealth and well-being. When you stop feeling guilty for protecting yourself, you create space for positive, fulfilling relationships that are based on mutual respect and care. Sometimes the most painful realization is understanding that certain people in our lives are not just acquaintances or casual friends, but deep-rooted sources of negativity. These are the kinds of people who will drain you emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, leaving you wondering why you're constantly feeling down or overwhelmed. You might start asking yourself questions like, Why do I feel so stressed around this person? Or why do I feel so exhausted after spending time with them? The answer lies in the toxic nature of the relationship. These people are not true friends. They are energy vampires who feed off your positivity, happiness, and vitality. They do not offer genuine support or love. Instead, they tend to take without giving and leave you in a state of depletion. One of the most damaging aspects of toxic friendships is the way they make you feel responsible for other people's emotions. In a healthy relationship, two people share a sense of balance and reciprocity where both parties give and take. But in a toxic friendship, the scales are often tipped. You'll find yourself constantly tending to someone else's emotional needs, putting their well-being before your own, all the while feeling as though you're not getting the same in return. These individuals may create a false sense of dependence, convincing you that they need you in ways that are disproportionate. They will guilt trip you, make you feel like you're abandoning them, or even try to manipulate your emotions so that you feel as though you can never walk away. This sense of responsibility can leave you feeling overwhelmed and shackled to a friendship that is not only unhealthy, but also one-sided. In addition to draining your emotional energy, these toxic individuals also tend to project their own insecurities and failures onto you. Instead of celebrating your success or encouraging you in your pursuits, they may subtly criticize you or make snide remarks designed to make you feel inadequate. They might say things like, "I could never do what you're doing," or "I don't know how you handle everything, I'd never be able to." These comments, while seemingly innocuous, are rooted in jealousy, resentment, and self-doubt. A true friend would be your biggest cheerleader, helping you rise above your challenges and applauding your achievements. But toxic people can't stand to see you succeed because they feel inferior. Rather than inspiring you to achieve more, they attempt to keep you at their level of discontentment, discouraging you from rising above their negativity. This feeling of discouragement and emotional drain is often accompanied by feelings of confusion. You may start to question yourself, your decisions, and even your worth. The constant undermining can make you feel small, insignificant, and incapable of achieving your goals. You may find yourself doubting your dreams and aspirations because someone else has made you feel as though they are not worthy of pursuit. But it's crucial to remember that these thoughts are not your own, they're the result of someone else's toxic influence. You have the power to break free from the narrative they've created for you, to silence the doubts they've instilled, and to pursue the life you want without feeling guilty for it. The key to freeing yourself from these kinds of relationships is realizing that their negativity is not a reflection of you, but of them. Toxic people bring their own baggage, insecurities, and frustrations into the relationship, projecting them onto others as a way to make themselves feel better. But you don't have to carry that burden for them. It's not your responsibility to fix someone who is unwilling to change or who continues to drain you without offering anything in return. Protect your peace and prioritize your own mental, emotional, and physical well-being. Step away from relationships that leave you feeling drained and unworthy, and surround yourself with people who uplift you, encourage you, and help you grow. True friendships should make you feel empowered, not exhausted. It's time to break free from toxic people and stop letting them define who you are and what you can achieve. The truth is, we often keep toxic friends around out of a sense of loyalty or familiarity, but the longer we allow these relationships to persist, the more damage they cause. In many cases, these friendships started out as something positive. At one point, you may have shared good times, supported each other, and built memories together, but over time, things changed and the friendship took on a toxic nature that you either ignored or didn't recognize. The problem with these relationships is that they evolve into something that no longer serves your best interests. What may have once been a simple connection or bond has now become an emotional burden, a constant drain on your energy and spirit. One of the key reasons we hold on to toxic friendships for so long is the fear of letting go. We worry about the judgment of others about how we might be perceived if we end a long-standing relationship. We feel guilty about cutting someone out of our lives because we think we owe them something for all the years spent together. But holding on to toxic relationships out of a sense of obligation or fear of being labeled as heartless is an unhealthy practice that does more harm than good. The truth is, you owe it to yourself to protect your peace, your happiness, and your well-being, even if it means walking away from a friendship that has overstayed its welcome. It's essential to recognize that your time and emotional energy are valuable. If someone is not contributing positively to your life, they are taken away from your potential and your future. Toxic friends hold you back from growing and evolving because they are not genuinely invested in your success. They might criticize your dreams or belittle your aspirations, not out of concern, but from a place of jealousy and insecurity. They don't want to see you grow because it threatens their own sense of stability or control. Instead of lifting you up, they push you down, reinforcing negative thought patterns and self-doubt. These toxic dynamics can leave you stuck in a rut, unable to move forward or fully realize your potential. The weight of these negative relationships can also make you question your ability to trust others. When someone you've confided in and shared your life with turns out to be toxic, it can lead to feelings of betrayal and mistrust. You might begin to doubt everyone around you, believing that others will treat you the same way. But it's important to remember that not everyone has the same intentions. There are genuine, supportive, and loving people out there who will value and respect you for who you are. Trust can be rebuilt, but first you must create space for new, healthier relationships by letting go of the ones that are no longer serving you. Ending a toxic friendship is not easy, especially if it's a long-standing one. But staying in such a relationship will only continue to hold you back from living your best life. It's vital to recognize that cutting someone out of your life doesn't mean you're a bad person. It means you are choosing yourself. You are choosing peace, happiness, and personal growth over the negativity and damage that a toxic relationship causes. In doing so, you free yourself to pursue your passions, build meaningful relationships, and become the best version of yourself. Letting go of toxic friends is an act of self-care, a powerful decision to stop allowing negativity to define your life. It's a step toward healing and growth. You deserve relationships that bring out the best in you, not ones that drag you down. Choose yourself and make the decision to surround yourself with people who truly value you for who you are.